Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Pariprajaka Ashtottara Shri Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Nama Acharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Tham Ki Jai Navdeep Tham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, Chapter 3, Text 44. Ajanulambita Puja Komala Lochan Kila Phula Jininasa Sudhanshu Vadan Ajanulambita Puja Komala Lochan Kila Phula Jininasa Sudhanshu Vadan Ajanulambita Bhuja Komala Lochan Tila Fulajini Nasha Shudhanshu Bodhan Ladies, any? Ajanulambita puja, arms that reach the knees. Komalalochana, with lotus eyes. Tilpula, the blossom of the sesame plant. Jini, conquering. Nasha, whose nose. Shudhangshu Bodhana, whose face is like the moon. His arms are long enough to reach his knees. His eyes are just like lotus flowers. His nose is like a sesame flower, and his face is as beautiful as the moon. Shantadanta Krishna Bhakti Nishta Podayan Bhakta Vatshal Shushila Sharva Bhute Sham. He is peaceful, self-controlled, and fully devoted to the transcendental service of Lord Sri Krishna. He is affectionate toward his devotees, he is gentle, and he is equally disposed toward all living beings. Chandaner Angada Bala Chandana Bhushan Rityakale Pori Korin Krishna Shankirtan. He is decorated with sandalwood bangles and armlets, and anointed with the pulp of sandalwood. He especially wears these decorations to dance in Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Eshab Guna Lana Muni Eshab Guna Lana Muni Vaishampayan Sahasra Name Koilo Tar Nam Gonan. Recording all these qualities of Lord Chaitanya, the sage Vaishampayana included his name in the Vishnu Sahasranam. Dvi Lila Chaitanyera Adi Arshesh, Dvi Lila Chari Chari Nama Vishesh. The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya have two divisions. The early pastimes, Adi Lila, and the later pastimes, Shesha Lila. He has 4 names in each of these 2 Leelas. Suvarna Varna Hemango Varangas Chandanagadi Sanyasa Krish Chama Shanto Nishta Shanti Pradayanaha. In his early pastimes, he appears as a householder with a golden complexion. His limbs are beautiful, and his body, smeared with the pulp of sandalwood, seems like molten gold. In his later pastimes, he accepts the sannyas order, and he is equipoised and peaceful. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion, for he silences impersonalist non-devotees. Purport. This is a verse from the Mahabharata, Dan Dharma, Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra, In his commentary on the Vishnu Sahasranam, called the Namartha Sutta, Srila Baladev Vijabhushan, commenting upon this verse, asserts that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, according to the evidence of the Upanishads. He explains that Suvarna Varna means a golden complexion. He also quotes the Vedic injunction, Yada Pasya Pashyate Rukma Varnam Kartaram Isham Purusham Brahma Yonim Mundaka Upanishad 313. Rukma Varnam Kartaram Isham refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead as having a complexion the color of molten gold. Purusham means the Supreme Lord, and Brahmayonim indicates that he is also the Supreme Brahma. This evidence, too, proves that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Another meaning of the description of the Lord as having a golden hue is that Lord Chaitanya's personality is as fascinating as gold is attractive. Srila Baladev Vijabhushan has explained that the word Varanga means exquisitely beautiful. Om Jnana Timirantasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurn Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tathati Shapadhantikam Vandehang Shri Guru Shri Jatapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrashatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lulita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kamshana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hori Prihe Vanchakolpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindho Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. We're hearing evidence that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of God. As Srila Prabhupada says in his Bhagavad Gita commentary, the process of speaking in spiritual circles is to say something which is upheld by authority. Therefore, Nana Shastra Vicharane Akanipano. The Goswamis did research in the Vedic literature, Nana Shastra, various Vedic writings. Nana Shastra Vichar. Vichar means carefully considering. They carefully went through Vedic references to establish Sat Dharma, the principles, the eternal religious principles, like that. The eternal religious principles, especially as taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's necessary to understand who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Shastra, Shastra Pramanante. One should know what is what by considering Shastra. The sentimentalists select someone as God by their own feelings, their own experiences. The Goswamis and others also had experience of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, his miraculous influence. But they didn't just present, here's our experience, here's our sentiment. They confirmed everything by the evidence of Shastra. This is the method. If we give up the Shastric direction and act according to our own whims, we'll not attain perfection, we'll not be happy, we'll not go back to God. Therefore, one has to understand everything with reference to Shastra, authoritative Vedic statements. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam it said, Krishna Varnam Krishna, Trisha Krishna, Sangopangastra Parshana, Yagyai Sankirtana Prior Yujantihi Sumedis. The incarnations are described in terms of two features, their physical appearance and their activities. So Krishna Varna, Krishna Krishna. So here the physical features of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who appears in Kali Yuga are described with special reference to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And these features are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam and now upheld by a citation from Vishnu Sahasranam. Vishnu Sahasranam is a set of prayers found in the Mahabharata. So, first Kaviraj Goswami describes these features in Bengali, and then he gives the Sanskrit reference from Mahabharata. So, Ajhanu Lambita Pujo Kamala Lochan. In the Chaitanya Bhagavata also it said, Ajhanu Lambita Pujo Kamalaya Taksho Sankirtaneva Pitaro. Kamala, what is that? Avataksho. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, this is one feature of a great personality, that he has long arms stretching down below the knees. There are signs by which a great person is seen. It's a science. Even we judge ordinary people, we see their physical features and we can understand something about them. If you go to the museum, the State Museum in Jaipur, you'll see some of the Jaipur kings riding on elephants. And they're like hugely, the kings are like hugely powerful. You can see just by looking at them that they're powerful. When Krishna and Arjuna and Bhima went to Jarasandha in the guise of Brahmins to ask for some charity from him, Jarasandha took a look at them and said, "Boy, these are not Kshatriya, these are not Brahmins." You know, Brahmins have soft bodies and gentle features. These guys are Kshatriyas. Look at them. You can see the marks of their bows. They're built solid. They're Kshatriyas. Anyway, they've humbled themselves by pretending to be Brahmins. Still, I'll give them charity. Anyone can see. You see a professional boxer, he doesn't look like me. He's not a skinny man. He'll be powerful, built powerfully. So we can see something. Of course, we're not the body. The soul is the real person. And regardless of the external features, we have to see the internal person. But still, in terms of conventional bodily consideration, we can see to some extent who's who and what's what by looking at the body. So this is a feature of a great person. Long arms stretching down even below the knees. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had that feature. And Kamala Lochan. Kamala Lochan means eyes that are like lotus petals. That means stretching this way, long, big eyes. Not big, like, what do they call those? Bulging bug eyes, not like bug eyes. Lotus eyes. Very beautiful, like lotuses, and long eyes. Sometimes we see such people, beautiful features. So Kamala Lochan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's features are like that. And Tilful, Vini Nasha. And these are similes, comparisons. His nose is as beautiful as the flower of til. Til means sesame flower. And Shuddha Angshu Badan. Shuddha Angshu Badan. His face is like the moon. That means very beautiful. And Shanta, Danta, he's peaceful, he's self-controlled, Krishna Bhakti Nishta Parayan, and fully devoted to the service of Krishna, Krishna Bhakti Nishta Parayan. Not an impersonalist, something else, or worshipper of this or that demigod. Krishna Bhakti Nishta Parayan, simply after devotional service. And Bhakta Vatsal, well-wisher, not just well-wisher, very kind to his devotees. Shushila, very ideal in his character, not like so many pseudo-incarnations or pseudo-gurus who are debauchees in the robes of saintly persons, but genuinely of perfect character. And we find that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was so strict that his female devotees would have to offer obeisances from a distance. There was one incident. One very nice young boy was visiting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day in Puri. Very nice young boy. Very affectionate to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was seeing him every day. And then Jagadananda Pandit said something. If you don't mind, I'd like to say something. What is that? Everybody's talking about this. Talking about what? Now, everyone is talking about this. What is that? That this, every day you're giving special attention to this boy. Who is this boy? He's the son of a widow, a single woman who's young and very beautiful. So everyone is talking. Why is that? Why is Chaitanya showing so much affection to this boy who's connected to this beautiful young girl who doesn't have a husband. Put two and two together. So everyone's talking. Sanyasira alpachidra sarvaloke kai. If there's even a slight fault in the activities of a sannyasi, everyone will talk about it. They have to talk about something, so this is what they'll talk about. And it stands out just as on a white sheet, a black spot stands out. So in the person of a sannyasi who's supposed to be a holy person, saintly person, if there's some spot, it stands out. The same spot in an ordinary man might not be seen because ordinary men have so many discrepancies in their character, but as someone who claims to be a sadhu and he's flirting with women, hanging around with, making time with women. Oh, everyone will talk about it. So you're showing so much affection to this boy, everyone is talking. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered that from tomorrow on, don't let this boy come. Just to show the strict example. As Prabhupada often quoted, Caesar's wife must be above suspicion. So Shushila, of outstanding character, Sarvabhute Sham, and equal to, what is that? Equal to all living beings. Surida Sarvabhutana, equally kind to all living beings. The Goswamis also, Dhira Dhira Jana Priya Karo. They were loved by the sadhus, they were loved by the outlaws, because they were the well-wishers of everyone. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu equally distributes his mercy toward everyone, especially in the form of Sankirtan. He didn't discriminate. Well, these people can take the holy name, these people can't have it. Distributes to everyone. And Chandanera Angara Bala, he has, and Chandana Bhusha, he has ornaments and armlets, bangles and armlets made of chandan, sandalwood pulp. From the sandalwood, or not sandalwood pulp, but sandalwood. From sandalwood you can, bangles and ornaments don't have to be made of gold or silver or plastic. They can be made of chandan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wears such ornaments, especially when he's doing Sankirtan. So he looks so attractive, golden body and beautiful features and chandan ornaments. So taking all of this into account, Vaishampayana Muni, who speaks the Vishnu Sahasranam, describes him. Kaviraj Goswami says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has two Leelas, the Adi Leela and the Shesha Leela. Adi Leela means early pastimes, pastimes in childhood, married life. And then Shesha Leela, the later pastimes. The later pastimes are also divided into two, the Madhya Leela and Antya Leela. Madhya Leela, traveling around India, visiting Vrindavan, and Shesha Leela, Antya Leela, his pastimes in Jagannath Puri. And there are 4 names in each of these 2 Leelas. So that will be further described. So in his Adi Leela, Suvarna Varna, golden complexion. Suvarna means gold, and Varna is color. So golden complexion. The Hemanga, his body is just like molten gold. Anga means limbs. Sangopangastra Parsha. In previous ages, Krishna carries his weapons, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, whereas Ramchandra, he's carrying a bow and arrow. As Balaram, he's carrying a club. As Krishna, he's carrying a chakra. Balaram may also carry a plow as a weapon. As Parshuram, he carries a chopper. So he has different weapons. Paratranaya Shadhunam Vinashaya Chudushkrita, to protect the devotees and to smash the demons. Lord Narayan also has Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, the conch shell, Shankha Chakra, and the wheel, Gada, club, and Padma, and lotus flower. 2 for demon killing and 2 for favoring devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this age doesn't carry weapons, but he has 2 kinds of weapons. His one kind of weapon is his devotees. The devotees are his weapons for blessing the conditioned souls, for smashing their illusions. And another weapon is his physical beauty. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so attractive that just by seeing the beautiful form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one will be enchanted. So these are 2 meanings of anga. Anga can mean, it means limbs. So limb can mean limb, part of the body, or it can mean one's agent, right-hand man. This person and that, John and Tim are his right hand and left hand, you see. So the devotees are the weapons of the Lord, and anga, another meaning of anga, is one's physical limbs. So Suvarna Varna Hemanga, here golden form, and Varanga, very beautiful. Chandanangari, body, his limbs smeared with sandalwood. So all of these are taken into account in the Vishnu Sahasranam. So that's in the Adi Lila. Then Lord Chaitanya accepted sannyas, leaving aside his householder life to preach his mission. He has equanimity in different senses. First, he describes the confidential truth of the personality of Godhead. And second, he satisfies everyone by knowledge and attachment to Krishna. He's peaceful because he renounces all topics not related to the service of Krishna. Srila Baldev Vijayabhushan has explained that the word nishtha indicates his being rigidly fixed in chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna. Sankhya Purvaka Namagana Namagana Abhito. The Goswamis also, following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were chanting a fixed number of names. Sometimes we hear that, the chanting should be, according to the heart. Why? have some fixed number. Are we accountants or something that we just count the names? But the Goswamis were doing that. They took a vow. Every day I'll chant such and such number of names. It wasn't just spontaneous. Today I feel like 60. Today I feel like 13. Today I feel, no. They had some vow. Haridas Thakur, his vow protected him, or he uh, played like that. I know that you're young and you're beautiful and you can't live without me and you're dying to give yourself to me, but I've taken a vow to chant a certain number of rounds, so you'll just have to wait. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he didn't carry beads, we hear, but he used to chant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can chant like that on your, the Brahmins know you can chant off a certain number of mantras. So he would chant on his fingers, rigidly fixed in chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna. Lord Chaitanya subdued all disturbing opponents of devotional service, especially the monists who are actually averse to the personal feature of the Lord. So these are the other items described. Sannyasakrit, Vaishampayana describes that he takes sannyas, the renounced order, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. And Shama is equipoised, and Shanta, peaceful. And Prabhupada comments, because he doesn't hear anything except Krishna consciousness or speak of anything but Krishna consciousness. Person who's always hearing and talking about something else will have a disturbed mind. He'll have a Instagram, Facebook, Twitter mind with so many things banging around in his mind. How will the mind be peaceful? But the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't want to hear about anything but Krishna. So therefore, peaceful. Nishta Shanti Parayana. And he was, yes, he was peaceful, and he created peace around him by silencing the Mayavadis. This is also, sometimes you'll see in old contexts, this use of the word peace. Somebody's saying, Your Majesty, blah, 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 and the king says, peace. Right? You've seen like that? Peace, which means shut up. We still have that in our phrase, hold your peace. It means the same thing, shut your mouth and be quiet. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes all the Mayavadis are looking for peace, but they're speaking all nonsense. Everything is one, everything is one. I'm God, you're God, everything's God. Every path is the same. There's no difference between anything and anything else. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes them actually peaceful by shutting them up. He did that. He would oppose, he would speak with the Mayavadis, and he would smash their arguments so they couldn't say anything. That was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would devastate their arguments so thoroughly that they had to hold their peace. They couldn't say anything, there's nothing left. So he was peaceful, and he created peace around him. Srila Prabhupada also sometimes, someone would be speaking nonsense, and Prabhupada would say, have kirtan. The person's in the middle of his speech, blah, 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 blah. And Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Finished. That's another way to silence the Mayavadis. Just have kirtan. The Mayavadis, the fools, the restless, uppity students, just have kirtan. So these are all features of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his activities and his bodily features in his early life and his later life. And they're enumerated here with reference to the Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra. And Baladev Vijabhushan kicks in a further reference from the Mundaku Upanishad that Yada Pasya Pashyate Rukma Varnam Kartaram Isham Purusham Brahmayo. So Rukma Varna, again, a golden complexion. So Baladev Vijabhushan is augmenting the argument here. Kaviraj Goswami is already giving so many references from Shastra. And Srila Baladev Vijabhushan throws in one more. So, Nana Shastra Vichar. This is the Vaishnavas are not sentimentalists. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not a sentimentalist. He could chant and dance in ecstasy, but he could also hold his own or defeat great scholars like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And the devotees also aren't just sentimental singers and dancers. What is that? Not Vairagya Vidya. Second canto, first canto, Bhagavatam, second chapter. That oh my goodness, the verse has disappeared. Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya Pashyanti Atmani Chatmanam Bhakshat Shruta Grihitaya Tachstradadhana Munio. The all munis, Tachstradadhana Munio, Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya. Devotional service is enriched by Gyan and Vairagya. We don't make Gyan or Vairagya the goal of life. We're not dry Gyanis or stern Vairagis, and that's our business. Our business is loving devotional service to Krishna. But it's enhanced, especially in this practice stage, by Gyan and Vairagya. And even in the advanced stage, we find Baladev Vijabhushan is not a dry Gyani or a artificial or stern Vairagi. He's a devotee of Krishna. He's absorbed in relishing the activities of Radha and Krishna we see from his commentaries. But he's prepared with all logic, reason, evidence. These are qualifications of a devotee. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Comments? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Yes.
You got a question?
You're speaking loud is half the project. The other half is holding the microphone close to you. I see. Okay, then just speak loud.
You're speaking about Lord Chaitanya's qualities and how he uses on it. Thank you so much. The son of the widow who visiting Mahaprabhu found out the situation, he restricted the boy to come. And I'm thinking about how Srila Prabhupada really kicked open the door of preaching when he came to the West, and how he received a lot of criticism, for example, for accepting female disciples. And I'm wondering if maybe you can help me understand and maybe elaborate on this balance of being sure to utilize this Adharya quality of Srila Prabhupada while also not deepening the renounced order of life.
Mm. Prabhupada wasn't so much criticized for accepting female disciples. In Gaudiya Math, they accept female disciples. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had female disciples. In so many different spiritual paramparas, they have female disciples. But they never let them live in the ashram with the men. That is out of the question. In our Govardhan ashram, for example, no lady can stay overnight. Because as soon as you have ladies staying overnight, then the presumption is that something must be going on. And then you lose your reputation, and perhaps you deserve to lose your reputation because things do go on. So it's a strict rule there. No women can stay overnight. Then everybody knows, yes, they're serious. They're not Westerners. So this, because you're Westerners also, you're Westerners and you have a place at Govardhan and the men and the women are both living together in the same ashram. What's going on? You know, it's like priests living in a nunnery. What do we expect? So it's very unusual or just not done that men and women living in an ashram together. And Prabhupada accommodated men and women. Of course, separately, as much separation as possible, but he accommodated both. He accommodated both, yes. Ladies also, why should they be excluded? They're coming. It may not have been his original intention. Yes, let there be a ladies' ashram. But the sincere women were coming. What can I do? The Prabhupada accepted men, women, which was heavily criticized. That they're Western men and women, and they don't behave like proper Indian brahmacharis and reserved adarsh Hindustani naris, ideal Indian women. They tend to be a little loose. They mix more than we would expect. But Prabhupada gave some space that we have to adjust a little bit because we're in a different part of the world, we're in a different culture. People aren't trained this way. So he adjusted, he accommodated. But still he was very strict. That no illicit sex, no unnecessary association, no unnecessary mixing of men and women. Well, I was in Los Angeles one time, and in Los Angeles they have a balcony bigger than this, quite a bit bigger, stretching the whole back of the room. And today I'm not quite so sure, but in those days, the women especially would occupy the balcony for the classes, even for the artis. And Prabhupada remarked, I was there one time, just maybe two of us were there. Prabhupada said this balcony system is very good. and if possible, separate entrances. So that means that separation as far as possible. That will be helpful for prosecuting Krishna consciousness. So he was strict, no illicit sex. Not that you're a brahmachari. Therefore, Prabhupada said, I get my students married because we don't permit loose association of men and women. If you want the association of women, then get married. That's all right. Mahaprabhu had married disciples, even to the level of Ramananda Rai. But no, as Prabhupada said, drinking water underwater while taking a bath on a fast day. Today is Ekadasi, I won't even drink water. Nirjal. Then you take a bath in underwater. No cheating like that. So this is, one has to be expert in the science. What is that? Shru Shaya Bhajana Bhigya Ananya Manya. A first-class devotee is a person who's expert in bhajan, expert in the devotional service of the Lord. So the expert acharya can prescribe, you do it this way, you do it that way. The less expert person, he can mess it up. And therefore, Mahajanayena Gatasapanta. We shouldn't try to be Mahajans, we should try to follow the Mahajans. So Srila Prabhupada, in so many departments, down to the Pujari department, the Kirtan department, the finance department, accounting department, preaching department, set so many standards. Do it this way, don't do it that way. Accounting department, very strict. You can ask Tejas Prabhu, my godbrother, who was longtime temple president of Delhi. And Prabhupada would be demanding the trial balance. And this is before software. It means you have to make sure that every paisa matches. By doing arithmetic, I would have been hopeless. Arithmetic. And keeping such exact records that every paisa that goes out is marked with a voucher. And then there's a receipt, and then everything is, that Prabhupada was so strict. Not just casual money moving in, money moving out. As long as there's money at the end of the day, we're okay. No, strict. Very, very strict. And in so many other departments also, the deity department, they would chew out sometimes he would appreciate beautiful dressing, beautiful everything. And sometimes, what is this mental concoction? Why are they doing like this? Who has taught them this? Where's the temple president? Where's the GBC? Why are they doing this? He could be so he sets standards very particularly. He appreciated when the devotees, by their inspiration, would dress the deity nicely. And when they would concoct and fabricate, then he would smash them. So he set the standards, and we're advised to follow those standards. We can do something else, but then you're on your own. No, we've adjusted. All right, we hope your adjustments are good, but they may or may not be. But if you stick to what he gave, that will be very good. Safe side. Of course, it's not a straitjacket, Prabhupada also did the needful according to the time, according to the place, according to the people. So it's not that every place is the same. and that Prabhupada made adjustments, and no one else from now on can ever make an adjustment. That also becomes too much. But one has to be very expert and very sagacious, but sagacious is the wrong word. Discriminating, very discriminating, so that one is considering, is this right, or is this now going to be the next deviation? One has to be discriminating and careful. Okay. We have 2 minutes. Anything else? Yes.
We have more time. Just reflecting on
And the wonderful verse that Lord Chaitanya has, Chandan armlets, sandalwood armlets. And I was actually going to ask you that question, if it was legitimate, like carved sandalwood that would be used as armlets, or if it was just Chandan.
Both things are mentioned here. That in the verse it said that body smeared with sandalwood, and also sandalwood armlets and bangles. But we see that in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Lila, that there'd be sandalwood pulp on the body, because sandalwood is very cooling. Sandalwood is, and India gets hot. The summer in India especially, very hot. So this was done in the Sankirtan. There'd be sandalwood. Still today we sometimes find the sandalwood is paste is into the devotees. And maybe even the body. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body smeared with sandalwood. And also these sandalwood decorations. All right. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.